Hey, this is Johnny D from NeverWake, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Hey, you are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I am Bruce.
And I'm so not prepared, Chris.
That's nothing new. Today we
Didn't I just say that in the last intro, though?
Yeah, you said that in the last intro.
I guess I could say it in every intro because it's usually true.
Very nice.
The only thing I'm ever prepared for is 5 o'clock beers.
Right, beer 30.
At beer 30. Yeah, I'm always prepared for beer 30.
I will tell you, this lock-in is going to make everybody a bunch of drunks.
Where are you going to go first, AA or Weight Watchers?
Yeah, both. I've seen those posts online. I was telling Denise the same thing the other day. I'm like, shit, it's got to be both of them.
Yeah.
I read something online that 90% of people working from home are drinking during the day, like while they're working. So all your customer service people that you're calling and talking to, they're in their living room in their drawers, like drinking and trying to solve your problem.
Right on. You phone your therapist. I'm having a problem with drinking. 1 second. Let me pour a glass of wine. I'm
right.
getting ready to
listen. Put some pants on.
Yeah.
It is definitely some weird times. But today we've got a band called NeverWake. They are from Pittsburgh. And I don't know how to explain them, except I think you had the best, it's like metal meets hard rock meets the 80s kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's how, like, the vocals, they had that kind of 80s feel to them.
Yeah, I was digging it. I was jamming on it earlier this morning when I was getting prepped. I'm sure that's a word you don't really know much about, but...
No, I don't know.
But yeah, I was digging them early on, and I think this is going to be a good interview, so if you want to hang out. I don't know who we're speaking to. I've just got their...
Let's call him Jim.
Oh, it looks like Johnny DiCarlo comes up for NeverWake Music.
Okay.
All right.
Could we call him
Let's
Jim?
Go ahead. We can call him Jim.
Okay.
All right. Call him the wrong band name, too, and see what he says. All right, we're going to go ahead and get Johnny on the line and see what he has to say.
Oh, what if I called him Nevermore by mistake?
I think you're gonna. That'd be great. What did you call that guy's band?
Dream Warrior.
Dream Warrior.
Hello.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. It's Bruce and my partner, Chris.
What's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Just living the life, being a badass and doing dishes and cleaning the house and shit.
That's what everybody's doing. How many times have you cleaned the house in the last 4 weeks?
I can't even count. It's ridiculous.
You know, it's funny. I always said to myself, I just don't do things because I don't have time. And now that I have the time, I'm like, no, that wasn't it.
I'm the exact opposite. I still have to work because I'm essential, but my wife is home, and every day, whenever I'm off, like today, as soon as I'm finishing with these podcasts at 2, we got the honey-do list. We're going through the closets and the attic, and it's going to be the cleanest fucking house on the street.
Yeah, I know. We were cleaning up all this stuff, and we just keep making a mess to find a reason to clean it up again. There's nothing else to do.
It's either that or drink.
Yeah, and I'm running low on that. I have a full stock of like liquor behind me, and I just see these bottles going down, and getting worried here.
We were just talking about something a minute ago. What are you going to choose first, Weight Watchers or AA after this is all over?
You know what? Okay, I feel like God was like, hey man, I see you're doing really good for yourself. We're gonna make a change like that real quick. We're gonna change things up, because I was doing awesome. I was actually doing just this diet where I was just like eating healthy, like clean, and I just no like extra added stuff, kind of like Mayo Clinic thing. I was doing awesome. I lost like 25 pounds, and I was like getting my 6-pack back, and then all of a sudden this happens, and it's like you can't even try. Like if you're just gonna run out of food, and you can't even get like good stuff anymore. Yeah, you have to like resort to like Hamburger Helper and shit.
Yeah, but not only that, I mean, you're doing more than like 3 meals, because I find myself on my days off like sitting down and go, shit, I'm gonna go grab something else to eat. And I was just there like 10 minutes ago, and I'm looking in the cabinet going, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, I know. The same thing here. Yeah,
it's like totally boredom eating or something.
Oh, it's insane.
I'm just working on my lawn. That's all I'm doing. And the funny part is, I bought so much freaking beer. I was like, I'm not going out for weeks. And like a week and a half later, I'm like, fuck, I'm out of beer.
Yeah.
Now wait a second, Johnny. When you think of beer, what are you thinking of when you think of beer? What brand?
Oh my gosh. I'm a big beer snob because
So am I. So go ahead. What are you thinking of? Give me a name.
okay, well, I mean, what I just drank the other day, Guinness.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
gonna get
If I wanted a fucking
tell us what
steak,
kind
I'd
of beer
order
you-
a steak.
Chris, tell us what kind of beer you're drinking. I'm
Well,
sorry ahead of time, Johnny. I feel embarrassed for him.
It's currently Bud Light, but because I couldn't find Miller Lite.
Ah, there we go. The Miller Lite is what he drinks.
Well, don't be too ashamed because well, it's not really a shame, but like our our bass player George, his go-to is Busch Light. Okay, we are literally from. I mean, like, okay, it's like tri-state area where we grew up. So you're like Ohio, West Virginia, and then Pennsylvania. So you're like dead center, like deer hunting season is all the time. And we, he grew up on Busch Light. So, and that last year that became the tour beer because we were just like, whatever, just get Busch Light, I guess, wherever we go. It was funny because like when we entered the states that just like were like a little bit more uppity, they were like, what the hell is Busch Light?
I actually don't know what it is.
Seriously?
I'm not from the States.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
don't have, oh wow, okay.
I've only lived in the DC area for like 2 years.
So yeah, Busch Light is just like a really, I mean, it's a lighter version of Busch, which is just like I mean, when you kind of think about it, it's like the Anheuser-Busch, the entire, thing, but it's just one of these like smaller runs that they do, and it's not really that tasteful. It's kind of just like
It might be too much for Chris.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I come from Canada where our beer is actually proper.
Oh man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
see, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to
Anyway.
start a beer war with a Canadian. Trust me.
Like I was
Anyway.
saying, I'm a big beer guy. I mean, me and my buddies, when we were bored, when we started drinking, we we were bored in high school, and we were like, hey, let's just have somebody, let's go out and get 6 different 6-packs of like beers we've never heard of before. And that's how we got into like these different types of beers, because we just did that every so often. And we actually ended up liking the beer after a while. It was pretty interesting.
Nice. So anyway, we came here to talk about NeverWake. So I'm going to ask you the question we asked quite a few of our guests. Give us the 2-room
He's drinking already.
I'm drinking already. Give us the 2-sentence boardroom pitch of NeverWake.
Oh gosh. Okay. So here's what I always like to say to people. You like metal, you just don't know it yet. And the thing is, because whenever people listen to us, they are surprised to, like, whether they like metal or not, they're surprised to be like headbanging to it or like actually have a liking to the music, because we like to sit in that area between rock and metal. And that's how I grew up. I always tell people, I'm not an OG metalhead. I didn't have the older brother who listened to Slayer and was like, here, check this out. Like, fed me music. I grew up, I mean, my father was a musician. He's been a musician for 35 plus years. But I grew up I was listening to like Godsmack and Disturbed. Right. And I never was like metal in the first place. But as I grew older, I started listening to like Avenged Sevenfold, For My Valentine, Trivium. And then I got heavier, like Soilwork, just kept going darker and darker. And it's kind of interesting because our music reflects that. We have those both sides. We have our roots where there's definitely some groove and melody, but we can get pretty heavy if we need to.
Yeah, but it's not too heavy where you can't listen to it, though. I think it's you definitely said it right. It sits right on that line in between where Chris and I were liking it to, like some of the 80s, a lot of hard rock, and then definitely.
Bruce?
Does that make sense?
Bruce, you just disappeared, buddy.
I'm not there?
I think you just got abducted.
You're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
So did you miss all of that?
Most of
Not
it.
all that. You
That
said
was I had such a profound statement there, and then it just got interrupted. Yeah, Chris and I were just talking about it earlier. You guys kind of sit at like this intersection of somewhat of the 80s, a lot of the the 90s hard rock, but definitely some really good metal as well. And I think that's a good place where you can open it up to a lot of different fans, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. And it's funny too because we always try to. People are like, "Well, what's your target market?" Let's talk about it from a business perspective. Who listens to NeverWake? And I always tell them, I was like, "Well, I know that one of our fans, her first favorite band is Hanson. Her second favorite band is us. On the other hand, there's this other guy that we were close to. His first favorite band is Slayer. His second favorite band is us. So we fall somewhere between Slayer and Hanson." So
that's beautiful. I tend more towards the heavier stuff. I'm a huge Slayer fan from the old school, but yeah, I definitely see where you could appeal to everybody in there.
Yeah,
Chris,
seeing Slayer live was cool, but I never liked their records.
Dude,
is that sacrilegious to say?
How are you even on this podcast? Johnny, are you available to be a co-host?
I'll tell you what. Okay, so I'm going to back you up with saying something sacrilegious here. I did see Slayer live. It was in Rock on the Range. Okay, I can't remember when it was, but it was Slayer, Rob Zombie, and Limp Bizkit.
Oh my God.
Okay, hold on. So like Slayer goes on and people are like, "Wow, that was insane." Then Rob Zombie goes on and people were like, "Dude, that was like a mini version of Iron Maiden. Like there was props and shit flying everywhere, crazy." And they were like, "No one's gonna top that." Dude, Limp Bizkit came out and just shut the place down. Like
really?
everyone, they did better. They did better than Rob Zombie and Slayer.
Oh no! Don't say it! Don't say it!
Swear to God, I'm not lying.
I don't know if we can continue this podcast.
Yeah,
though.
I think we have to end it here.
I might not like listening to Slayer's records.
Look at the interviews that I think it was Sonosphere. It was like it was when Limp Bizkit played at Sonosphere a while back, and they were interviewing people in the crowd, and they're like, "I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Limp Bizkit was the best band that I've seen."
I'm afraid struck by lightning here that you just said that.
Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because, well, I drink beer.
Right. And you're our guest, so we have to kind of
we'll be nice. But, like Bruce and I have this ongoing thing where I think Gojira is possibly the best metal band out there right now, and Bruce hates them.
Yeah, I know both people. I know both types of people who want to have the opinions that they are one of the best metal bands and most original right now, and then the other ones are just like, well, their songs sound the same. I don't know. I'm not really a big Gojira fan, so I can't really.
Yes. Hey, what are you doing next Monday? I need a co-host. Yeah, I don't dislike them. I just don't freak over them like everybody does.
Yeah, well, same here. It's like, I don't know. There's some bands when I've heard a song or two, I'm like, I guess this is them, and then I'm like, that's it for me. But it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate them.
Right, you're not turning it off when you hear it. You're just going, so what?
Yeah.
Okay. I just dare both of you to throw on the Gift of Guilt or La Font Sauvage and not say, okay, this was fucking amazing.
I can't.
Yeah, it's because you're
okay. No. La Font Sauvage. That riff, that like that off time. I'll tell you what. When that groove comes in, that
yeah,
you're killing me. Don't go there.
That part. I mean, that is catchy, and it definitely that was the first song that I heard from them. I was like, damn, this is really cool. But then I heard a couple others, and I was like, I didn't know. I guess I'm just making my own assumptions, and maybe I should give them another try. Send me something.
Oh, I think you're right.
I'll send it.
You're right.
I watched Gojira open for Metallica, and God, who is that other band? I don't actually even remember who they were, but Gojira blew both of them off the stage.
Didn't they play something weird? Like, didn't they play like Lollapalooza or something, or Coachella?
Gojira?
Yes.
I don't know.
They played a festival where they were the only metal band there, and it was like one of those big festivals. And people, the only reason why people were like going to see them, they're like, I heard they're environmentally friendly. And And all these people who did listen to metal were just like in the crowd being so generic. It was funny, but they had a blast, I guess.
I'll check it out. Anyways, let's get back to your band.
Yeah.
So Bruce has a way of getting off topic a lot, so we have to kind of ignore him a little.
Down any rabbit hole, it don't matter.
I need a co-host next week, so if you're available. But anyways. So, new single. Tell us about it.
Call Out My Names. Yeah, so that one was definitely interesting. It's and getting back to what I was talking about, mixing the rock and the metal. It's pretty interesting because when you hear that chorus, like it's like a catchier chorus. It's definitely like radio friendly type of song, but the riff was inspired from a Soilwork song that not a Soilwork song. I mean, I just listened to a lot of Soilwork, and they have a lot of this just like low one string riffs that are just like amazing, and I love that. And I went ahead and I started making this one riff, and I was like, this is pretty cool, and I just kind of left it there. Then we made Call Out My Name later. You know, we obviously like to make these songs and you just leave them, and then you revisit them and you go, well, this is the song now, I guess.
Right.
So, and that's how that song came to be. And it was just really cool to see how many people like it and they don't know the origins of it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to put that one together. That was along with the other ones on this upcoming EP produced by John Moyer. He's the bass player from Disturbed. We're lucky to work with him pretty closely, be good friends with him. And the music video was actually filmed in my parents' basement. Which is interesting because growing up, a lot of music was created in that basement.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like kind of NeverWake Central. It was like a revisit. You know, we all went back down in the basement and we were like, oh, that's cool. And I also run my own video production company, and like I do a lot of marketing and stuff on the side. So we put the set together in this corner, and we like hung these red drapes and stuff, and got the idea from a video game. And we just like set it up in the corner, and actually our old guitar player helped us film that. So it was just really cool to do all that by ourselves.
That's awesome. What are you guys, or how are you guys coping with the lockdown quarantine? Are you able to do any kind of writing or any kind of interaction with fans or anything like that?
Yeah, so every Friday, or I mean, at least once every week, we try to go live. And actually, for the past couple of times, we went live and we did Mad Libs with
that's awesome
with the fans, which is pretty funny. I mean, some of them just have me crying, they're laughing, and it's good because you get to. It's something that we probably want to carry on after all this is over, because it shows a good side of you to your fans, and they get to know who you are, other than, oh yeah, hey, I make this dark music, this is about this time, and it lightens things up. And
oh yeah,
what we want to do is we just want to get everyone's mind away from all this shit. I understand that, listen, when it comes down to it, the media sells advertising. They're going to put all these stories out that make you freak, and not saying, downplaying anything. My fiance is a doctor, and she's frontline every day working on.
Wow. Right.
So, I totally understand, but I also understand the other side of things where people are just getting bombarded with this anxiety and this hey, you're all going to die. We were like, let's go live. Let's do something to get people's minds off of this and just at least connect with our fans. And it's been going well. Haven't been able to do anything like music related, just because there's like latency and stuff like that. And I don't want to be on the second verse while someone's still starting a song on the other stream. So
wait a second. I just got to step back for a second. You said your fiance is a doctor?
Yes.
How the hell does a metal musician land a doctor?
Nice.
It's pretty cool because it's whenever she's a pediatrician, so she deals from like little infants all the way up until like teenagers and stuff. So and she listens to a lot of the stuff that I do, and she listens to like Soilwork, and she loves Trivium, and she's all into it. So it's funny whenever she'll tell me, she's like, I saw a patient today, and like she was wearing a wage war shirt or something like that. And she was like, and she'll say like, it's funny how she can connect with these people, and they look up like they're like, what? I'm having this conversation with my doctor. What the fuck?
It's about a mailman. What the hell?
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because the way that we met, our father, or my dad and her dad were best friends growing up, and they were in a band, and they actually toured in the 80s. So they were in a band. It was Rachel Sweet and the Toys, and they toured with the Grateful Dead. I can't remember when the tour.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty insane time for them, but it was fun, and they've been friends ever since. So that's how we met.
Okay, cool,
Nice.
cool. Because I was wondering, I was like, is he going to dodge this question?
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, man. And give our heartfelt thanks to her for what she's doing right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Because it
All
can't,
right, so
can't be easy.
no, but on to some really important questions that the fans want to know.
Oh God.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? God, man. No.
Why? Why?
Why? The structure of the sandwich, so whenever I think of a sandwich, I think like the bread on the bottom and then something in the middle and then the bread on top. This is like if you were to take your tuna sandwich and put it on the side and would that work? No, it's not. That's not how you eat a sandwich. I don't know. That's my best explanation.
Okay.
Are you saying the buns have to be connected to be a...
Well,
you're losing
that's
me.
true to an extent. Man, this is tough. I don't know.
Okay, I got another one that the fans are dying to know.
Okay.
Is tomato soup really just ketchup water?
Oh gosh. No, because if you were to actually try to make ketchup water, put ketchup in water and be like, "Hey, this is tomato soup," you're in for a really disgusting surprise.
See, I agree. So
But
now
what if you mixed ketchup, milk, and then added water?
You know what? I'm not too willing to find out in the near future. So you do that and tell me how it tastes.
So now that we're talking about soup, is cereal a soup?
Oh God. No, I can't say that. I can't say that cereal is a soup.
Why?
Okay. Jeez.
He needs to know.
You didn't realize it was going to be so difficult, huh?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Your fans want to know.
I mean, is cereal soup? So whenever I think of soup, I think hey, it's stuff that I just ate chicken soup. You cook the chicken in the soup and then use the broth and whatnot.
Yeah, but see, your theory falls apart when you look at the gazpacho and borscht, right? They're both cold soups.
Oh God.
So your theory doesn't hold any water at all.
It doesn't hold any water. No.
Neither does your soup.
Cereal.
Bruce.
Much like cereal, my theory doesn't hold any water.
Okay.
So maybe that's it.
I'll ask a more realistic one. Is soup a meal?
Yeah. It depends on
fuck. Oh my
Only with
God.
we got a grilled cheese next to it.
you got a grilled cheese, but if you have potato soup, think about that.
Yeah, that works.
That's the heaviest shit ever.
But that's a stew.
It's
Oh,
called
here we go.
potato soup.
Is stew a soup?
I don't know.
This is going down the rabbit hole.
Well, at least we can laugh.
Yeah.
So anyways, you want to host with me next week or what?
Wait, are you saying you don't like my questions?
Well,
Oh no.
Anyways, thanks for joining us today.
No. Wait a second.
Wait, what?
I got one more for you, and then we'll end this.
Fuck.
How would you describe the color yellow to somebody who's colorblind?
Oh God, no! This is impossible. You can't do that, and I can't answer it. Okay, I'm going to give you something crazy because I'm also a graphic designer. I need to find this. This is I'm not dodging the question here, but this is talking about color and explaining it. Did you know that you can't see the color pink?
Really?
Why?
Your brain is trying to make up. It just makes up something. Tell me here. Let me try to find it. I have to.
Bruce, we have a new question to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something about Here, I'll send it to you guys later. But it's something where your brain can't, because we can only see so many colors on the spectrum.
Right.
So like shrimp can see. I can't have many. There's like so many more colors than us.
How do they know that shrimp can see more colors? Have they asked the shrimp?
Who the fuck figured that out? Okay, but anyway.
And why would you waste your time on that and not curing cancer or something?
Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is that we can't see the color pink, and our brain basically just makes up whatever it thinks pink is. And I think yellow is one of those colors too.
So how do we have different shades of pink? My brain is blowing up right now. How am I going to get anything done today? I guess I'm not cleaning the house. I have to figure out how I'm seeing the color pink.
Yeah, drink, and maybe you'll come up with the answer.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we cannot see the color pink.
Interesting.
Well,
that's all.
There you go,
Bruce.
That's all I've got.
Bruce, you got schooled.
You're the first person who's totally schooled me.
Hey, well, there you go. I mean,
my offer
to some science behind it, and like I said, I love going down these rabbit holes. But one day I found that out, and I was like, okay, I'm looking up this color theory shit, and I was like, oh, it's one of those conversations that you have when you're just lit, and you're.
So I hate to say this, but my offer for you to co-host on Monday is off.
I'm still employed. Yay.
Thank you, man. I hope that wasn't too ridiculous. If it was, I apologize for Chris. Those were his questions.
No, I love those questions. That's awesome.
We're just trying to keep it light. It's too dark out there, so we're just trying to have some fun.
We call this the Seinfeld podcast about metal.
It's about absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, we have no questions. I don't even prepare 75% of the time. We just come on.
And the other 25 he's drunk.
Yeah.
That's when you get the best content, honestly.
Oh, yeah. And we try not to ask the same questions over and over again, like where'd you get the name of the band? And not that we don't care, but everybody asks.
Thank you so much for not asking me that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I know you get it a million times, and we try to stay away from that stuff. So.
I broke a cardinal rule in our last podcast because I asked a question because I was curious about it. And he's like, oh, I get that question all the time. And I was like, fuck! I just broke the rule. And Bruce is like, party foul.
We're like 55 episodes in, and he finally broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you for putting up with us. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, and look forward to some more music from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Be well, brother.
Cheers, man.
Stay safe.